Hello, guys. Welcome to Monoed YouTube channel. And if you have ever been confused about how GPA and CGPA is calculated in Nigerian university, this video is for you. It's simply, a lot of students find it difficult to understand it, right? They don't understand what grade point is, they calculate wrongly, and don't know their actual GPA until their result is released. And I feel it's very important for you to know your GPA or to even do an estimate beforehand. Because there are situations back there while I was in school, they calculate your GP, but it doesn't really tally, right? So you can't really know because something that you didn't track, there's no way you can have an evidence for you. But when you track it, you already had an estimate and you see a GP actually drop very well, you can go complain. There are several students that have that same issue. So I feel that it's very important for us to know how to calculate our GPA and to estimate or even project what we wish to get in our exam or the coming exam or even, by the time we graduate. So that's the purpose. And in this video, what I'll be explaining is how GPA works, and how to calculate them. And I will offer a free GPA calculator tool that help you does everything automatically, but you still have to like put in some information in it. Now, first, what is GPA, right? And we can see it's basically it stands for grade point average. And what it does is that it measures your academic performance for a single semester. Now, CGPA is called cumulative grade point average. So GPA is basically for each semester. When you come in university, level 100, you do your first semester. What you get at that time after exam is your GPA. Now you go for second semester again, you do your exam, you get GPA. Now that two semester exists in one level, right? So before you move to another new level, that first semester GPA and second semester GPA will be accumulated to give us what we call CGPA, right? So that's the main value you actually need. The GPA is for each semester, while CGPA is for complete level. So each levels as you go, that's how you calculate your CGPA. So by the time you graduate, your GPA doesn't really matter. It's actually your CGPA. In your first year, you might have a good point, and second year you will have a bit less points, or you can still graduate with good grade because it's not just one GPA that will be used to calculate. No, they'll accumulate everything. So here's basically what you need to understand. In university, usually the standard they use is 5 point grading system or scale, which means A is 5 points, B is 4 points, C is 3 points, D is 2 points, and E 1 point, F, that means fail, is 0. So this is the estimate value. Some university has a bit difference, but mostly it used to be from 70 to 100 to be A, and 60 to 69 be B, and 50 for 59 EC, and so on. So this is basically the kind of the grading scale. Now let's look at first semester. So when you're in your university, you come into the university first year, right? You do some number of courses. Now that courses will have something we call credit unit. So you can see this one, MTH101 is a single course. And the unit, that unit is basically the weight of the course. What is the complexity of the course? And one suggestion I will give you or advice is that as a student, whenever you have any course with higher credit load, please do more efforts to make sure that you have A in those courses. Put more effort. Sometimes the courses might not be that difficult based on your academic level or your, things right? Whereby a one credit unit course will give you more problem. But the main goal is that don't underrate any course, but just make sure that those courses with higher unit courses, like 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit, just put in extreme efforts to make sure that you get A. It will compensate for the little mistakes here and there, right? So it's very important, please. Now you can see this one, MTH101, we have 3 units, right? Which is A. So which means it is 3 unit course, and the student got A in the exam, which means the student got 70, between 70 to 100. Definitely the grade point that they will get is 5. Now for A. Now 5 times the 3 unit course is 15. You get? So why I'm saying that is, if you look at this last one, which is GST, is like English. You see, the unit is 2 units, and you also got A, and the grade point of A is 5. So 5 times 2, which means the grade points times the credit unit will give you the GP itself for that specific course, the quality point for that course. Now that's how much. That's 10. You can see the difference between them. This is different. The difference between this credit unit and this one is 1. This one is 3. This one is 2. But the difference between the calculation, even though both of them get A and A, is that this is 15, this is 10. Difference of about 5. That's the reason why it is important. When you have high credit load course, please put in more effort to study them. That's how you can have good GP. Don't just focus more on lower credit unit courses. You understand? Make sure that your top credit unit courses, you clear them first, and then you start studying the rest. But if you can study everything and have a group A in there, it's easy to get A, right? Now, and because I'm speaking from experience and I, graduated with first class, so these are things that I learned along the way, and I'm trying to share so that you guys don't make same mistake that I made in some of my semesters. Now, how do we calculate the GP? So the total grade point is this, right? You can see there's 15 for this course, there's 12. This one is 3 unit courses, but as the user get B, right, and B is 4, so 4 times 3 will be 12, right? So you can see it. So you take all these 15, 12, 6, 15, 10, you had them, that's the total grade points, right? This is it, 58, right? Now your credit unit, which is this static one that comes with the course, 3, 3, 2, and this thing, you had them together, they give you 13. Now, when you take this total grade point, you divide it by your total credit unit, it will give you your GPA. 58 divided by 13 will give you 4.46. That's for single semester. That's just GPA, right? Your grade point average. Same thing as second semester, you have these courses again. You accumulate all this one. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. When you accumulate everything, what will end up happening is that your total grade point is this, 41. Your total credit unit is this, 13. What will happen? GPA is the total grade point divided by the total credit unit. So you can see that there's nothing you can do without the credit unit. It is static, it is constant. Your only effort is to make sure that the total grade point increases. Each mistake that you make at the top, nobody cares. They still will divide it by the normal value. So you have to put in the effort to make sure they have good grade, right? Now, how do you calculate? This is for GPA. The GPA is for each semester. You can see this first one is for first semester. This one is for second semester, for level 100, for example. Now, you have to calculate for CGPA. How do we calculate for CGPA? You don't just add this GPA of first semester and GPA of second semester and say divided by 2. No, you have to do what? You have to take the total grade point for the first semester, which is this one, 58, and then the total grade point of second semester, which is 41. Add them together and then divide it by the total grade unit, starting for this first semester and then this for the second semester, which will have this. So 99 for the total grade point, and the total credit unit across the 2 semesters is 26. Now your CGPA will be what? 99 divided by 26, which is 3.814. Now, first class is basically 4.5 to 5.0. Second class is 3.5 to 4.49, and so on. So this is how it is, right? This is a summary of it. Now, let me show you the tool that I'm talking about to make it easy for you to do this calculation. So when you come on the platform, I'm also going to be dropping the link to this platform. You can see this is GPA, and what you can get from it is you can calculate your CGPA, you can project your CGPA and convert your GPA. Maybe you're traveling for scholarship to another university, and most of the time, international scholarship used to be in 4-point grade point, not in 5-point that we're using in university. So you have to do that conversion. Now, if you have, let's say, 4.7 in university, you have to convert it to 4-point scale. So you end up having like 3 point something, right? So you can see from this image, your CGPA is 4.25 in Nigeria. When you're converting it to the United States stuff, you have like 3.40, right? Now, if you click on calculate now, what will happen that you can select some university, but it's almost the same for most university, right? So let's say you're from UK, which is the institution I went to. What you just need to do, put in the course, right? I can say CSC 101, and then I will say this is Introduction to Computer Science, right? Let me do like this. Intro to Computer Science, right? This is 3 unit course, and I got A in the course automatically to put in the 15 for me. I will add another course. I will say maths. You have to be capitalized. We'll say maths 101, right? And I'll just put maths here. Maths, right? And then let's say 3 unit as well, and I got B. This is 12, right? Let's add another course. Let's say GSC 101 is 2 unit. Let's say English, and let's say it's 2 unit course, right? And I got B in the course, so it's 8. So 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. So you can see the calculation, and you can look here. Look at the estimate. This is the GPA is 4.37. How does it do that? It takes this total quality point 35, it divided it by 8, right? So you have this GPA 4.37. Now the equivalent in United States or US GPA scale is 3.4, and you can see you fall in second class upper. Let's say we had another one again, which is, let's say, A112, just a random course, and just say A, right? And then it's 3 units. Let's say we have A in the course. You can see it got boosted. So we end up having GP of 4.55, and then in US equivalent is 3.6. And then this is first class. And you can save it, right? If you save it, you have to put in your information like what level. This is 100 level. I think that should work. Cool. It has been saved 100 level. You can see it here. So you can just come back. It's saved on your browser, and you can just come back and keep filling and stuff like that. So there's the projection tool. You can say, okay, my current CGPA is, let's say, 4.2, right? And then I have about your total credit unit left. You have about, let's say, 35, right? And then you're targeting to get to 3.5. Let's say this one is the total credits you've completed. The remaining is 30. So you see, you're looking to have a target GPA of 4.50, right? And then what happens is that most of your courses need to be A, and about 15% of your courses need to be B. But the rule remains: make sure that those ones with higher unit credit load will be the one you put more effort into, right? So there's the conversion one as well. You put in your CGPA 4.78, and you click convert. It's going to convert it to this. This is first class summa cum laude, right? I don't know how to pronounce it well. So basically, this is it. You have the conversion system, the organization information, and stuff like that. So basically, these are the things you get from the tool itself. You can also do for Polytechnic, but this one is in 4 scale, right? If you pick A, you can see this is 4 times 3, 12. That's the calculation it does. So I hope you find it useful. And then in case you're in need of more tools from Monoed, right, we have several other tools and platform, because the goal of Monoed is to make student productive. Now, if you come on the platform, you can see we have the COS logbook for student doing COS. We have the COS report generator. We have the COS placement finder. We have the final year project report to topic suggestion to final year project reports, research paper finder, and several other tools on the platform, right? So I hope you found this content and the information useful and valuable. Goodbye.